Hi guys, sorry. Today's been kind of a crazy day. I really totally forgot that I was supposed to do this today. Lost my day, lost track of days. I hope everybody is well. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to come in. Maybe nobody got my message because it was so late out. Who knows? Um, if you're here, tell us where you're from. You never know. The person next to you may be stitching with you. Um, Give me a thumbs up. Tell me you can hear me. Let me know how it's going. So I am looking to see if I see any comments. No comments so far. Today's going to be a quick one. I don't have a ton of stuff for you. And it's just me today. So we're getting back to normal. Hi, Tamara. Good to see you here. I hope all's well with you all. We had some snow here yesterday. It was kind of fun. It's almost all gone today, but we had about a couple of inches here, which was a surprise for us. They predicted some Friday. We didn't get diddly squat, but they didn't predict any this week, and we did get some. So it's kind of fun. Oh, from Scotland. Hi, Sheila. Good to see you. Got people for a while. So yes, Karen, it's been a while. And just so you know, those of you in the Lettering So Easy group, we will have a meeting on Thursday. So just letting you know that that is truly on the schedule this week. I haven't forgotten about that. Sharon, good to see you from North Carolina. Alvina, good to see you. You guys, it's good to see you guys. So without further ado, let's just kind of play with software. So today I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about PowerPack 2 in BES4. And we'll do a little bit of a lettering design and let you guys have a little bit of fun with that. I'm looking down here to decide what I wanted to do because I totally forgot about this today. It was one of those weird days, but I've got down what we're going to do. So we shall do it here and we'll try it in Canvas Workspace and see if we can make the same thing work from both places. College Dale's not that far from me. Hi, Lisa from Kentucky. So, hi, Marilyn. Did you get my email last night? Hopefully I gave you the right page numbers this time. I was looking in the wrong table of contents. Oops. That happens when you've got multiple books on one computer. Okay, so I'm going to start in BES4, and we're going to talk about PowerPack 2. PowerPack 2 is all about artwork. And so today I thought we'd do a little bit of a take on knocking out text out of a design. So that is where you basically are going to take 2 layers of heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl. You can do either one, but we are going to use, I'm acting like it is heat transfer vinyl. So there are 2. Adhesive vinyl is the sticky. Heat transfer vinyl is what you transfer with an iron or a press. So we're going to click on our text tool and we're going to use this in artwork mode today. That is a PowerPack 2 feature. And Pat, my neighbor, is doing much better. They are on the mend. So thank you for asking. I am glad that they are on the mend. I actually saw Joyce this morning, actually yesterday, and she said they were doing much better. They were feeling better, and Al is not in the hospital, so that's great. All right, so I just typed in my text, and over here in my properties window, I need to choose artwork mode. You will only see artwork mode if you are in PowerPack 2. So if you have PowerPack 2 activated, that will give you that feature. And then you can come and select one of your TrueType fonts. So I have TrueType fonts checked. If I didn't have that checked, I would want to choose font category, artwork cut fonts. And that is also a PowerPack 2 item. And that gives you the fonts that are available to use in artwork mode. But I wanted to use something a little bit different, so I went with TrueType fonts. And I found one, Victorian letter. That's the one I'm going to go with here. You can play with them all you want. Your arrow key on the keyboard lets you see what that font looks like. Up, down, left, and right arrow keys. Up and down are what I tend to use. And so you get to see a preview of your font and check one that you like. I actually do still like the Victorian letter, so I'm going to apply that and we're ready to go. And then I'm going to go into my add designs. When you add PowerPack 2, you get artwork cut designs, And these are the artwork cut designs that you get. You get artwork cut logos. These are the little logos that you get, so you can get some words if you want. And then you get artwork cut shapes. We're going to pull our heart shape. So here's my heart shape, and I'm just going to left click and insert it. So now I've got a heart and I've got love. But if I put my love over here right now, it's going to be behind it. So let's cut that and paste it back on top. I could have rearranged it over there, but it's easier just to cut and paste sometimes. Now I want my letters to be kind of skewed here. I'm going to try to make them fit the size, the shape of this heart. So let's move it down to the middle and let's grab our text tool again. When you grab your text tool, you have little control dots around it. So the red circle at the top and the bottom allow you to adjust the shape of the text. It's called envelope text. And there are preset envelopes that you can choose over here if you want to, but I'm pretty happy with just doing it myself. So I use double concave and I just basically pulled them up. Now, I want to adjust this a little bit more though. So I want that side to go up a little bit, this side to go up a little bit. But when I did that, my O and my V went a little funky. So if you click the square in the center of your letter, you can actually adjust that letter down and move it freeform. And that's what I'm going to do here. So now I've got my letters the way I want them to be. We're going to select those letters with the select tool, and we are going to right mouse click on it and choose break up text, because now we want to be able to mess with it. And I'm still actually not, I want my L to be a little bit bigger. So let's go back in here and let's click on this square and let's make that L just a little bit bigger and move it up a little bit. Same thing with my E, because I want it to cover that entire area there. There we go. Now let's select it. Right mouse click on it and break that text up. The next thing's really super simple. We're going to drag and grab it all, or you can come over here and say all items or select all. Any of those will work. And we're going to go to our arrange tab. This is going to give us the arrangement tools that we can do for this particular item. These are our artwork transformation tools that we have right here. We're going to choose transform, and we are going to knock that out. And what knockout does is it takes what you've got there and knocks it into the shape below it. So we're going to touch the knockout button, and notice how it took my love and made it into the shape of that heart. Isn't that cool? And then you can pick your colors. So you pick any color that you want. So yes, that was an envelope text, Karen. So let me come back up here and let's see if we have any questions. So that would give you 2 layers of heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl. Either one you could do it with. Separate the 2 layers out and just basically send them to your ScanNCut machine. So that is an easy way to create just a shape with a word. You want to do another one? Let's try snow. Since I had snow yesterday, we'll do snow. So let's see if we can find us a snowflake. Go to our home tab and let's do add design. What do we have? Oh, here's a snowflake. So let's draw us a snowflake. And shapes can be any size you want them to be. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to grab that snowflake and I'm going to click on my text tool and I'm going to type in the word snow. We need that to be a different color so that we can actually see it though, right? And let's play with this one a little bit. Let's rotate him. And make him bigger. Since it's artwork, we can make it whatever size we want it to be. No constraints. Now, once again, I'm going to do envelope text, and you can choose. We'll choose envelope text. We'll choose the double convex bridges this time, and then we'll click back on our text tool so we can adjust that shape. Now we may have to play with this one a little bit more because the S is going to get knocked out, and we may not be able to tell it. But we'll see let's see what happens. So now I'm going to select it all. Select the text, right mouse click, and break that text up first. And then select all items. Go to my Arrange tab, choose Transform, and then Knock Out. Now let's see if we can tell it that's snow. Well, that's kind of interesting. Let's rotate it. But it's hard to tell that that's snow. So let's try a different one with that. Home. Let's add that snowflake back in first. Where was he? There he is. Text tool, snow. And change that color. Okay, so we've got our text here. Let's smush it into where it actually fits inside the snowflake this time. That way, when we knock it out, we'll actually be able to see it. And click back on our text tool, and you could choose envelope text, or you can just kind of make your own envelope here, which is what I'm doing. And this time, I'm going to click on the O, and we're going to make it bigger. And we're going to click on the N, and we're going to make it bigger. And move them just a hair. Let's see if we like that. No, that's too big. Can y'all tell I can't make up my mind today? All right, so let's select it all. Oh, what did I forget? I have to break that text up first. Break up text. And now we want to select all, go to the Arrange tab, and let's knock that out. And it'll knock that snow into the snowflake. So I like that one better. Just kind of giving you an idea of what other tools that PowerPack 2 gives you. Now, we don't actually need layering alignment for this one unless you're doing adhesive vinyl. If you're doing this on adhesive vinyl, you would choose layering alignment, and you can choose whether you want those positioning marks at the left, the top, the right, or the bottom. The choice is yours. Once you choose it, click OK, and you'll notice it gives you weeding squares and alignment marks there. Then you can select all items, and you can say separate my layers. And you can have it save the colors in separate files automatically, and click OK. So now it's automatically going to bring it up for us to save it. I'm going to put it on my PC. Let me find my FCM folder. And we'll call this Snowflakes. Now, I can transfer this. One thing I will tell you, you want to do is grab the whole kit and caboodle for each section, right mouse click, and well, it actually is grouped for you. So you can then just go ahead and click your application button and choose Scan and Cut Machine, and then send that to your Scan and Cut machine. Don't need to name it because it's not going to be saved anywhere. It's just transferring that over. So you could actually use it as a knocked out version without the top layer, or as the top combined. That's up to you. And if you were doing it as heat transfer vinyl, I would just remove my layering alignment marks. While we're waiting on that to transfer, it may make me log back in because it's been a while since I've transferred from BES4. But yes, that's kind of an easy, fun way to do things. My computer seems to be locked up on me here. We're giving it a few minutes. But it's, that's one of those features that I haven't talked a lot about is, what does artwork mode give me? Well, that's one of the things. We'll talk about rhinestones here in a second, but that's one of the first things I wanted to talk about was how to knock something out. How do you make that layered vinyl? What is its purpose, and why would I need those marks? Boy, howdy. We are slow today on this one. I have a new computer. We'll try that out next week. So I haven't done this. Diane, you need PowerPack 2 for this. PowerPack 1 is all about embroidery features. PowerPack 2 is more about Scan and Cut artwork. Okay, so it has done it's done transferring. It's told me it's okay. Now, if I were doing heat transfer vinyl, I would come in and grab my little alignment marks and get rid of those, because you don't need those for heat transfer. And then you could shrink your weeding squares down. Oops, undo. You want to make sure you just grab the square, You can shrink those in to where it doesn't take up so much heat transfer and send that to the scan and cut machine. So it all depends on what you're planning on doing with it. If you're heat transfer, you don't need to have the registration marks. If you're adhesive vinyl, the registration marks make your life so much easier. And the weeding square makes it to where you don't waste your vinyl. So, and none of us like to waste vinyl because it's expensive stuff. So those weeding squares are priceless. If you forget to do that here in the software, you can always do that on the machine. If you have an SDX model, that was one of the updates that came with the machine. It came out this fall. So you can always do that there on the machine itself. All right. So would you all like to see some rhinestones? We'll do a little bling today as well. So let's go back over. Let me click my software here and let's go to our home tab. Tammy, you'll have to get that. I'm sorry, darling. You have to get that from a US dealer. Don't know why. Charlene, I'm not sure what you're saying by Y9. All right, so I am going to come here and choose Add Design again, and let's scroll down here and let's grab that snowflake. So let's say I need a snowflake design, and I want it done in rhinestones. PowerPack 2 adds that as well. This is found on your Tools tab. So when you go to your Tools tab with PowerPack 2, you get a few extra things. You have rhinestone, single, rhinestone, input them by yourself, and then rhinestone fillet. You also have convert to a rhinestone outline or convert to a rhinestone fill. So let's do that one. And then you get to choose what size your stones are. I'm going to go with 10 SS's. Those are really common size. And click OK. And now I have a rhinestone outline design. So that's what the first one is. It converts the outline to a rhinestone design. We're going to undo that. The second one converts it to a rhinestone fill. And once again, you get to choose what stone size you'd like. Click OK. And now you have a rhinestone snowflake fill. With the fills, you have a couple of options. You have standard and cascade. So if I choose cascade and click apply, you'll notice that it will change this to the arrangement of the rhinestones change. And let's give it a second. And you can choose where you want your border to be. I usually leave that at the default, I will have to say. You can actually adjust the spacing. So you'll notice the rhinestone cascading kind of randomly puts them in there instead of standard just kind of goes straight in a row. So if you want your spacing to be further apart, you can increase the spacing. And notice now I don't have as many rhinestones there. And that's just kind of a fun little thing to be able to do. Yes, Karen, this means if you have PowerPack 2, you don't have to have the rhinestone upgrade on your Canvas workspace. You can do it through BES4 instead. So one of the things that I like about using PowerPack 2 and the scan and cut along with my embroidery. So let's see here. I'm going to come in and choose Add Design. And let's say we want to add an accent design. I can come in here and let's see here. Let's pick something. Let's put this heart in here. So here I've got myself a little heart. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, but I'm going to take it apart here. I'm going to take out these center pieces. Actually, this one through here. So I don't want that center piece. We're going to take that and go to Tools, and we are going to convert that to artwork and see what happens for us. So now I've got a little piece of heart artwork. I don't need those little stitches there or there, but I've got a little heart artwork. So now I can come and take this and choose Rhinestone Fill, choose the size stone I want to use, and click OK. And notice that it adds those rhinestones in to my embroidery design. Now, they're a little bit spaced out here. They're going into my fill a little bit more than I want. So I can go back to my Tools tab and choose my Rhinestone Edit tool. That lets me manipulate these guys And if I don't want one, we can delete it. You just right mouse click to delete. And that's what I'm going to do along these edges. I'm just going to kind of get rid of the outer ones because we don't really need those. But I might want to keep that one in and move this just a hair. Delete that one and move, just kind of change the arrangement just a bit. Not hugely. And then when you have something that you are satisfied with, you can embroider first and send the artwork portion of this, which is the rhinestone template that you would make. Send that to your scan and cut machine. Once you're done with your embroidery, you would actually iron the rhinestones into place after the embroidery is done. So if I zoom out, there's my rhinestones. There's my embroidered heart. I can go up and send the design to my machine. I don't have a machine turned on, so I can't do that for you today. And I can send the scan and cut portion to the scan and cut machine. So the rhinestone templates would be sent to the scan and cut machine, and the embroidery design would be sent to the embroidery machine. And you can just combine them once it is embroidered. Easy for me to say today. Questions? So the reason I like working with rhinestones here in BES4 versus in Canvas Workspace is because I can combine it with my embroidery. You can do it either place, but you can't combine it with embroidery in Canvas Workspace. BES lets you do both in the same location, and that's a huge benefit if you're planning on combining the two together. Just a little FYI there. So let's go to Canvas Workspace and talk about adding an embroidery to a heart. So if I didn't have PowerPack 2 and I wanted to do rhinestones and I had the rhinestone upgrade kit, there is a way I can use both of them together. I just have to be a little bit more creative. Okay. Sharon, there is rhinestone flocked material, and Brother sells it. It comes in many names, but Brother does sell their own variety of it. It's a fuzzy flock, and it's called rhinestone template material. You use the rhinestone template material to cut out the holes, and then you use rhinestone transfer tape, which is heat transfer, to be able to transfer the rhinestones over to your garment. Hold on just a second, Martha, and I will show you how to check that out. What I would use to put my rhinestones on, you can use a regular iron. If you want to press, not iron. Heat, you don't have steam, you use regular hot heat. And if I'm doing it with an iron, I do it on the top side, and then I turn it inside out and do it on the back side. If I'm using my heat press, it's a matter of just pressing it down. So, and I actually do use my heat press for that because it's very quick and easy. All right, Martha, let me show you how you tell if you've got PowerPack 2. So if you want to check on any of the licenses that you have, if you click on the lock button, that opens your license activator. When you select a product, if you go down to PowerPack 2 cutting, it will show you if you have an activation serial number there. Okay. If you have one there, then you have PowerPack 2. All right, so if I wanted to do this design, let's just start back again from scratch, and I don't have PowerPack 2. I'm going to add my design, so let's find that little heart again. We're assuming I don't have the PowerPack. And we'll put our little heart in here. What I would need to do is first create artwork out of this heart. So let's see if we can cheat and do that by going to our Tools tab and converting to Applique. Voila, you certainly can. So that's your first cheat. We got that. Since it's a built-in design, it allowed me to convert it to an applique. And let's change the color of that so you can see it. So you see my little green, and let's change that applique width to about 2.5. Just we'll get rid of it, but you need that for the artwork, and we want to get rid of any stray stitches. So we would get rid of those 2 stray stitches. Now, to send this, to make sure that it's what we want, I'm going to let you guys see something up close and personal here. If I zoom in, you'll notice that my green is kind of not going down far enough. So on my Tools tab, let's select that piece and let's select the Edit Shape tool. The Edit Shape tool will let me bring that down and edit that shape to where it actually fits the space that I need it to fit. So let's bring it down a little bit further and then right mouse click away from it to change that shape. You can futz with it a little bit more. Each time you make a change, when you want to set the change, right mouse click away from the area. So that's pretty good because we're actually going to end up deleting this part. We just want to be able to create the artwork from it. So now I can touch my Scan and Cut button. When I touch the Scan and Cut button, it will create that heart from the center. So we're going to get rid of everything besides this heart right here. So everything's gone besides my center heart. Now I'm going to go up and we're going to export that FCM file. So go up to Application button, choose Export, Export FCM. And I'll just put it in my Downloads folder so that we know where it is. Heart. And we'll save that. And now let's open our Canvas workspace up. So here's my Canvas workspace. I'm going to close my Project Designer. And we're going to go up and choose File, Import from my computer. Go to my Downloads folder because that's where I did it. And there's my heart. So I'm going to open up my heart. Maybe. There it goes. So here's my little bitty heart. If you have the rhinestone kit activated, you'll have a little rhinestone over here on the left-hand side. You will also have a little rhinestone tool over here on the right-hand side. If we click on this little rhinestone tool over here on the right-hand side, you can choose what kind of rhinestone design that you want. Do you want it none? Do you want it around the outline? Do you want it in the grid? Do you want it contoured, circular, or a hybrid? I'm going to do grid. You choose your stone size, which is SS10 would be what we did before. And you now have your little heart design. Okay. Now, you'll notice my stones are sticking out a little bit. You can change the distance between them on the horizontal and vertical. You can choose how you want them to crisscross. If you want to change, you can change the angle. So you have some options that you can play with. If you want to edit it, though, like I did with the other one, if you right mouse click and choose ungroup, it ungroups them, and that allows you to move those stones around individually. So if you do that, then you want to get rid of the exterior heart before you send it to the cutting machine. So I'm going to pop these where I want them. I'm going to delete that one. So we'll just click it and delete it and manipulate these just a little bit. So it's a little bit more work, but not hugely so. You just have to get it out of one program and into the other. So after you've got them where you want them, select the actual heart, delete the heart, and there's your rhinestone template ready to go. Okay. Let me come back up here and see if there's any questions. Sorry, guys. Sounds like a good country song. That's pretty funny. So which software would you like to know about, Debbie? The BES software is available from your dealer. The rhinestone upgrade for Canvas Workspace is also available from a dealer, but there are also online sources for it available. I always like to send you to your dealer because usually they will know how to use it and help you out a little bit with that. But if you don't have a local dealer nearby, then the rhinestone upgrade kit for Canvas Workspace is available online. BES4 Power Pack 2 is only available through an authorized brother dealer. So that's where that one's going. All right, other questions, guys. The one I last used, that is the rhinestone upgrade kit for Canvas Workspace. Canvas Workspace is a free program. You go to, hold on, and we'll just go there. Let's see. Let me grab a web source here. Hold on, hide that. Let's see the bling. You're too funny, Stephanie. Let's see here. Let's go to Brother Sews. Maybe. Oh, Canvas Workspace. CanvasWorkspaceBrother.com. Now, if you want the desktop version of the software, the web version works on any device that you have. There is a PC version and a Mac version. So you can download the software right here to your desktop. Click that and it will automatically download it for you. You choose which model of ScanNCut that you have. It doesn't really matter, but you just pick which one that you've got. I have the 230D and the 225F. It will notice which version of software you're on, whether you're on a PC or a Mac, and it knows what you're on. So, which is really cool. You just click OK and agree to the license and then download it. So if you agree, it will automatically come up here. You just save the file and then you execute it when it gets to your computer. Okay. Dolores, no, you do not need Canvas. You do not need BES to work with your ScanNCut. It just has some nice features in it that allow you to combine embroidery and your ScanNCut together. It just has some different features that Canvas Workspace doesn't have. So it just depends on what you want to do. So BES4 is embroidery software. So just keep that in mind. But a lot of people would rather work in one piece than have multiples together. And there are some advanced artwork tools in BES4 with PowerPack 2 that you don't have in Canvas Workspace. Yes, it will cut marine vinyl. You'll use your black auto blade to cut marine vinyl. Okay. Actually, I've cut even 2 layers of that. It depends on the thickness of it, but I've actually cut it together. So depends on the thickness. It will cut 3 millimeters and less. So if it's over 3 millimeters, no. If it's under 3 millimeters, yes. Does a beautiful job. Okay, any other questions today? No? You all want to play with some rhinestones over in Canvas Workspace? We'll do a little bit of that. I'm not going to do a ton of bling today, but just giving you a little bit of an idea. Actually, let's do something a little bit different. Let's talk about other kits that you have. Canvas Workspace does have other kits. So you'll notice on the left-hand side, these are my other kits. I have a stamping kit. Just because it's made for a stamp doesn't mean you can't use it for something else. So if you wanted to grab that and turn it into a rhinestone design, you could certainly do that as well. You could turn it into an outline rhinestone design, or you could turn it into a grid design, contours. You can just have fun all day long if you're wanting to add the bling to stuff. I am not much of a bling girl, I will say, but just letting you know, it's there, it's available. I actually, for that one, the outline is kind of fun. You can't, if you resize it, it will recalculate for you here. You'll notice it's recalculating my rhinestones, keeping them in proportion. And here it tells you how many rhinestones you have. So if you want to count them out one at a time, you can certainly do that. But my suggestion is just dump a ton on there, because the more you toss on there, the better they get. But these are actually designed to work as stamps. You can resize them. You could save them out and use them for an embroidery design. You convert them to appliques. There's tons of stuff that you can do this. What do I use the stamps for? Well, I actually, let's see if I can find that. Hold on. Well, I hid that project on myself, but let's see here. I've hidden my project on myself. I have no idea. You can use them for paper. So if you're making cards, you can stamp on cards. I actually use it with my inks. I have Sukaniko inks, and I will use those to stamp on fabric. So those are some things that I use it for. Your little problem with the rhinestones is getting all the little black circles out. Well, I have a cheater's trick for you. You want to rip that Band-Aid off. That's the first thing I'll do. But if you don't get them all the first time, if you put it face down, you can actually take tape and pop them out. So I'll take tape and start popping them out, and I'll get them all out. So I grab medical paper tape and just stick it on the back of it and lift and go. That is the best one. So where do you get rhinestones? There are plenty of online sources for rhinestones. Brother does have rhinestones as well that you can buy at your Brother dealer. But there are plenty of sources out there for rhinestones. One thing I will tell you is you want to get low lead. Make sure that you don't buy the cheapest ones that you can find. You definitely want low lead. If you want to go high end, there are Swarovski crystals out there that you can do, but you want to make sure they are hot fix. Those are the ones that you have to have in order to be able to heat transfer them. You are getting your turkey fitted for a harness. I bet that was wild. That's funny. You can buy the stamp kit and other kits online, I do believe. There are a few, like the vinyl upgrade kit is dealer only. So it just depends on the kit. Let's go look and see what else we have. So that's our stamp kit. The next one that we have in the list is our line embossing kit. So the embossing and engraving. These are good for, as I said, embossing and engraving. You can also draw with these designs. If you export one of these out, so let's say we wanted to turn this into a running stitch design. Actually, let's do this snowflake right here. Let's export this. I'm going to do File, Export, Transfer, FCM file. And I'm going to save that right here. What is that? A snowflake. We'll save it. And let's bring this into my BES4. Now tell me this won't be a pretty embroidery design. We're going to go up to our Paste Setter button and choose Import, and then Import Artwork. It is in my downloads, so PC downloads. There's my snowflake. Now it's artwork right now. Nothing is done, but if I have Power Pack 1, I can hit that Convert to Runs button. And now I have an embroidered running stitch design. If you want it to, that's a single run right now, you can turn it into a double run, or you can change the style in your properties window from single to bean stitch, which is a triple stitch. And that would give you a really pretty quilting design. Absolutely beautiful quilting design. So remember, just because it's over there and in artwork doesn't mean you can't use it someplace else. There's many, you can mix and match programs here. So if you have an FCM file and you have your BES4, you can play with it. Power Pack 1 gave you Convert to Runs and Convert to Decorative Fills, as well as nap control. So there, and quite a few other little features, but that is one of my favorite ways to do that, to create a quilting design. Quick, easy, spot on. And I didn't have to figure out the artwork. It was part of my Power Pack and part of my upgrade kit. So let's flip back over here again. Those are used mainly, though, for drawing. They're drawing and line embossing, but you've got quite a few different designs that are actually built in there that you can have fun with and play with. Think about a card, making a card with that. You're not great with handwriting, use the pen tools. So, just play with this stuff, guys. Look there. Would that not be a really cute, this right here? Let me get rid of the thank you because it keeps grabbing it. This one right here would be so much fun as a quilt border. I mean, really, really cute as a quilt border. So yes, I could do that with PE Design. Okay, so good question. Let me open up my PE Design. If you have version 11 for sure. So let's open it up here. In PE Design, you have a Scan and Cut tab. So that same snowflake that we just did if I go up to my Scan and Cut tab and I choose Import, I have to tell it where it is. So it found my downloads. Let's go find that little snowflake design. It's that one right there, right? We'll click Import on that and close it. It has automatically converted it to stitches for me right now. It is currently a running stitch and it will do it one time around. You can choose any of the stitches down below. If you want a triple stitch, grab the triple stitch. You could put a stem stitch on it. Ooh, that one's cool. I like that design. You could put an EV stitch on it, which is an applique stitch. You can choose a chain stitch. You've got all kinds of options that you can play with. But my favorite, I think, is that little stem stitch there. I think that one's pretty. That would be lots of fun. You could do the same thing with that little rose design. So if I came over here and I export this FCM, and let's go export FCM, and we will choose hearts, or not hearts, what are those? Flowers. So let's come back over here and go to our Scan and Cut tab, import, and let's find my little flowers that I just put over here. Flowers. They should be in alphabetical order if I can remember my alphabet. There we go. We'll import that. And you have basically made a border design for a quilt right there. Put a triple stitch on it, and would that not be pretty? You can make it whatever size you want it to be. And pick any color that you want it to be. It automatically comes in as applique material. You can pick a different color. It doesn't have to be applique material. That's just what it automatically comes in. Okay, guys. Let's go back over to Canvas Workspace and see what else we have. So the next one, when you get the embossing kit, you get region emboss and line emboss design. So the first one is line emboss. The second is region emboss. So these are the region emboss designs. So these take more time to set up, but they are very pretty when done. And that actually would be a really cool background fill that you could put behind something if you exported that out as an FCM and took it through one of your software programs. The next one is the foiling kit. I actually thoroughly enjoy the foiling kit. It is fun. It is easy to use. It just gives a different look, a different dimension to your actual work. So, and I use it a lot with my embroidery design. So if you've got a running stitch design and you use it with foiling, it is very, very pretty. And the machine itself will automatically read running stitch designs. So that one's a cute one. You have all kinds of little designs in here, guys, and just have fun. The solids would actually fill in with solid with glue, and then it would have just the little lines around it, and the foil would stick to wherever the glue is. So that's that one. And then we have roll feeder designs. There is one built-in roll feeder design when you get the Scan and Cut. Then you can add more. It depends on which Scan and Cut you get. The Disney model has more design, has like 20 different roll feed designs. The 225 has that one that you get. Then you have paper piercing. Paper piercing is not one that I've really gotten into because I'm not as much of a paper person, but that these designs are not scalable. They are what they are. So just keep that in mind on the paper piercing. It basically just knocks little holes in things. It works great with foam. It works good with paper. So there's various materials that you can use that with. And then if we scroll on down, the last one is the vinyl auto blade kit, which is the new one. And there are a considerable number of designs in here as well that are very, very intricate and beautiful. So let's look at this one. There we go. So there is that one. And these are all scalable, so you can make them whatever size that you want them to be. That would be a really pretty heat transfer vinyl pillow. You could make it, oops, let's zoom out. You could make that a corner piece. So I'm going to grab it and select it. And let's look and see. So let's say we take this one. Let's shrink it a little bit and move it up to the corner. And I'm going to duplicate that. After I duplicate it, I'm going to move it down and go to my edit menu, and I can then flip it the opposite direction. And you could actually make that into 4 corners if you wanted to, or just 2, depending on what floats your boat here. You can rotate. Oh, actually, I've got 2 there. I don't need 2. And just kind of play with it, guys. Do I have 2 there as well? Looks like I might. Yep. Think outside the box. Just because it comes in as one thing doesn't mean it has to stay that one thing. That also would be a really pretty embroidery design. So remember that you have options, that things can be done differently. All right. Let's see here. Let me come back over. You know, play around today. That's truly, I forgot all about today, I will have to say. This one is off the cuff. You are truly getting me as off the cuff. Totally forgot about this today. But I was like, okay, so what haven't we talked about? We haven't talked about kits. We haven't talked about Power Pack 2. So I just kind of pulled one out of my hiney. You will have fun with these. Make sure that you just go in there and touch the software and see what's there. Oh, that is a spam one. Sorry. We will have to go back in and get rid of those. I thought that was a comment, but no, that's a spam. Gotta love it. So whoever, Omowali, we are going to delete their comments from this video. And so, yeah, and Sky G as well. So y'all, somebody's spamming us today. Sorry about that. All right, guys. So I have a couple of proposals for you. One of those is going to be, I'm thinking about doing a half-a-day BES4 class where you would create something in the software, and then we go embroider it on our machine. You could have pretty much any machine that has a 5x7 field. So yeah, they are not letting up. Whoever this person is, y'all don't pay attention to that. I'm going to go in and delete those comments because something's going on. Somebody's found us today. I must have said the wrong word at some point that some robots got us, which is kind of interesting. So I thought we might do that. It would be a half-day class. I will pop that up on my web page probably next week. I'm thinking, I'm trying to decide whether I want to do it Zoom or whether I want to do it StreamYard. If I do it StreamYard, I can let more people in. If I do it Zoom, I have to keep it limited. So, but it's a super simple project. It's a cord keeper. I use them all the time because I have a gazillion cords hanging out with me that my family loves them. You would need either marine vinyl or oilcloth, or you could do, I don't want to do felt because there's so many different kinds of felt. You could do cork. You could pick your surface that you wanted to do it with. You would need snaps of some sort. I use, the plastic. I can't say the cam snaps. It's something similar to cam snaps. So you can, yes, Tammy, you could take it in Canada because you would just have to go through my system. You may have to contact me privately because I'm not sure. I don't let Canadian ordering. I don't out of country ordering. I got burned really bad. But I know who you are. So just contact me. I will probably put that up on my website next week. I've been thinking about this. And I just thought it would be a nice, quick, easy project, and we would just do it all in. It should take us about a half a day to create it and to embroider it. So if I do StreamYard, then I can just have one group and everybody can just be in there and follow along, and then you can watch it at your leisure afterwards. If I do Zoom, it takes us longer, and so I kind of have to limit that class a little bit more, and I have to do it more frequently. So I'm not sure. I'm pondering that one. Y'all can weigh in on that one. You would need the base level of BES4 is all you need. So I'm keeping it, I'm going to keep that one simple at this point. All we need is the base level of BES4. I have a couple of other ones. I was thinking about possibly a word collage towel as well for BES4, because I really have kind of ignored BES4 a little bit, and I've got some projects that I've used other places that nobody else has seen. So why not go ahead and share it with you guys? If you've taken my class, you've probably done that class, but if you haven't, then that might be something you would be interested in. So I'm going to post a couple of those up just to kind of mix it up. Since I spent this past fall, we did a lot of PE design. I'm going to do a little bit of BES4, and then I'll do some more PE design. I was thinking also about basic classes for PE design. So where there would not be project-based, but it would be more basic to get you used to your software before we do project-based. So yeah, I'm thinking StreamYard may be my best option for this, and we just create a private group for whoever's in it. And that way I don't have to limit it to 20 people. 20 people is all I can manage in a Zoom class. I have 20 to 25. It just gets overwhelming after that point. So, and so it just kind of makes it easier. So, all right, guys, if there's something that you all are looking for or be interested in, let me know. Those of you in my Lettering So Easy group, remember that is part of your Lettering So Easy workbook for BES4 purchase. If you have not requested to join that, be sure and do that, because we will have a Thursday session. And that is what I have for you today, if there's no other questions. So if there's no further questions, then I will let you guys go. Let's see here. Banners, coupon code. It's not active right now. It will be active after we're done, because obviously I forgot about today. Same thing for digitizing book. They are back in. They are almost gone, but they are back in. So letting you know that those are the two coupon codes. They're the normals. And let's see here what else we got. It's called Lettering So Easy, Tracy. And it has to be the one for BES4 for you to be able to get into the group. You must have the workbook. That is part of the workbook purchase. So you guys, I'm glad you enjoyed the class, Cheryl. I enjoyed teaching them. So I plan on doing more. I'm just trying to manage my workload because I've got a lot going on in the background. There's a lot of things that happen in the winter months. So I've got a lot of stuff going on in the background. I'm looking forward though to this year. Happy 2021, of course. And you guys have a great rest of the day. My website, by the way, if you don't know what it is, here we'll pop that. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Cynthia'sEmbroidery.com. So that's where I will post the classes. And I'm thinking we may do that in 2 weeks. So not this week, not next week, but the week after is what I'm thinking. So I will let you know. I will pop it up. And you guys have a great rest of the day. I hope to see you again next week. Please don't. Okay, by the way, if you request to join that group, make sure you have the book, make sure you answer the questions, and you agree to the terms. Because if you don't agree to the terms and you don't answer the questions, then I won't answer. Then I will say decline. I don't have enough time to sit there and go, okay, do you have the book? Do you do this? Where did you buy your book? It's all in there. Just answer the questions, and I know who's actually selling them. So, yeah, there's so much to do in BES that would be a fun little project. I think you all would enjoy it. So, you guys have a great rest of the week. I shall see you next week, next Tuesday. Have a good one.